Hey guys, so we're reading Blood on the River still, and we are in chapter 10. The beginning excerpt. I got this. Is from Captain John Smith's journal. It says, the people in all places kindly entreating us, dancing and feasting us with strawberries, mulberries, bread, fish, and other their country's provisions, meaning supplies, whereof we had plenty, for which Captain Newport kindly requited their least favors with bells, pins, needles, beads, or glasses, which so contented them that his liberality made them follow us from place to place and ever so kindly respect us. Like I said, Captain John Smith. All right, chapter 10. Captain Newport goes off exploring with 8 or 9 gentlemen and a dozen sailors. They leave in the shallop, the small boat they have put together here in Virginia, so they will be able to navigate the narrow riverways. He takes Captain Smith along to be an interpreter with the Indians. They go in search of gold and silver and to find that new passage to the Orient everyone is talking about. They don't take any provisions with them. They say the last time they went exploring, each time they approached a village, the natives invited them in and fed them like kings. In Jamestown, we continue to work. We build a chapel for Reverend Hunt. We hang an old sail between 4 trees as an awning to protect us from sun and rain, and nail a bar between 2 trees for the pulpit. That's kind of like the area where reverends stand and deliver their sermon. The walls are rails of wood that let the light right in, and logs on the ground are our pews, the benches that you sit on in church. Reverend Hunt calls us together for a prayer and to thank the Almighty for all that we have and to ask for protection. It still has not rained, and our wheat fields and gardens are wilting. We have found no fresh water springs nearby, and so we are still dependent on the river for water. Richard, James, and I spend the afternoon bringing buckets of water from the river to dump on the tiny new shoots, plants. When I take a drink, I find it is still salty, and I wonder if we are killing the young plants rather than saving them. Richard and James keep to themselves, talking to each other, but not to me. I think about what Reverend Hunt said about being kinder to James. But if they are to treat me as if I am not there, how can I be nicer? Maybe not yelling at them, not calling them names, not hitting them. Maybe that is enough. After supper, there is evening prayer in the new chapel. Reverend Hunt says we will have a common prayer every morning and evening from now on, and 2 sermons on Sundays. Whew. By dusk, I am so tired I can hardly wait to go to bed. It is cloudy. There will be no moon tonight. I go off into the woods to relieve myself. Go to the bathroom. I hear a rustling nearby and squint in the half light, but I see nothing. Was it a deer? Maybe just a squirrel or rabbit. As I walk back to camp, I hear the sound again and whip around. This time I see a form, something dark, slip behind a tree. The hair on the back of my neck bristles, but maybe it is just one of the other men relieving himself as well. "Who's there?" I call. No answer. I take a few steps towards the tree from where the dark form slipped away. "Wingapo!" I call out. Silence. Must have been a deer, I think. I go back to our camp. I creep into our tent and flop onto our bed. It is the same bed that the 3 of us shared on the ship, and by now the straw is rotting. So it's like one of those little beds stuffed with straw, and it gets stinky after a while. Henry and Abram's bed is crammed into our small tent as well, but the 2 of them are still out playing cards with the sailors. Richard is already asleep, dead to the world, snoring softly. James stirs, and I know he is still awake. I think about saying goodnight to him in an effort to be more kind, but I am so tired I just close my eyes and am almost instantly asleep. It drags me up out of a dream, like a shriek like a demon's cry. At first I think I am still dreaming, but there is another ear-piercing cry, then another, and soon the forest is ringing with the noise, as if all of the demons in hell have entered our camp. I bolt upright. I can see barely more than shadows. An arrow pierces our tent and lodges into the ground next to me. James is sitting up. Richard lies there sprawled out. Has he already been shot? Get under the mattress! Both of you! I shout. Are they still enough? Are they still afraid enough? Come on, Mrs. Scott. Are they still enough afraid of me to obey? I'm going to the ships, cries James. He crawls toward the tent flap. No, I yell, and I lunge after him, and I grab his ankle and yank him back. Get under the mattress, now, I order him. Richard groans. Either he is waking up or dying. James wriggles out of my grasp, heads toward the tent opening. I grab him harder this time. He turns and sinks his teeth into the flesh of my arm. Ow! I snatch my hand back in the split second that I did. James is out of the tent. Another arrow twangs past my ear. Richard is sitting up now, rubbing his eyes. I grasp the edge of our mattress, dump Richard onto the ground, and then pull the mattress on top of both of us. I can hear my own breathing and the blood pumping in my ears. Will the mattress protect us? I remember the discussion. An arrow will fly right through a mattress, you idiot. No, it won't. Yes, it will. Won't. Will. The argument rages on in my head. I expect at any moment to feel the sharp pain of an arrow through my chest. All around us, I hear footsteps, shouting and that god-awful shrieking. The twang of arrows being shot, men crying out in pain. Finally, I hear a musket fire. Killed him, I think. But the twanging of arrows continues. I feel the impact as an arrow hits our mattress. I feel no pain. Richard, are you hit? I shout. Silence. Then after a moment, I don't think so. I want to yell at him that this is a stupid answer. He is either in pain or he is not. But if I'm ever going to be nicer to James and Richard, now is the time. Do you hurt? Anywhere? I ask. He moves as if he is testing his own body. No, he says. Suddenly there is a great boom. Someone has boarded one of the ships and is shooting the cannons. I hear a crackling and a crash of the cannonball hitting a tree. Then I hear the pounding of bare feet in retreat. Soon all is quiet. If someone made it to the ships safely, James could be there as well, I think. I feel sweaty and clammy under the mattress. I think we can come out now, I say to Richard. We both heave the mattress up off of us. Outside, men come around with torches, calling out, "Who is wounded? Who is shot?" We crawl out of the tent and find Abram laying there, an arrow in his side. I was just coming to bed, he says in a weak voice. I guess I didn't quite make it. Here, I call out, a man is wounded here. 2 men come and lift Abram. He groans. We'll get you to the doctor, they say. James, you went to the ships, I tell Richard. We make our way down to the riverbank where ships are being moored, tied up. Along the way, we step over arrows lying everywhere on the ground. Captain Gosnold comes walking up from the river. I realize he must be the one who fired the cannon. He is carrying something draped over his outstretched arms. In the gloom of the cloudy night, I can't see what it is. I hear running footsteps behind us. Captain, a man calls out. There are 17 wounded and no one dead. The running man holds a torch, and as he comes closer, the torchlight glints off of Captain Gosnold's armor and makes clear of what he has in his arms. It's James, and his thin, lifeless body is just laying there limp. No, Captain Gosnold says gravely. This one is dead. Chapter 11.